If you secretly think you're unlovable, guess what kind of man slides into your life? Exactly. What I'm about to talk about today is something I wish my younger self knew, is something that I want everyone to know. And it starts with this: the relationship that you have with yourself will always, 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 always manifest itself in the kinds of partners that you attract, in the kinds of partners that you choose, that you get into relationships with, always. So, as an example, if you have a toxic, shitty relationship with yourself, your life must, by universal law, manifest that belief, that perception, that expectation. Why? Because you were that powerful. So think about this. Just think about it for a minute. How do you really feel about yourself? Notice, what does the inner say? What are your innermost private thoughts, beliefs about you? Are you unlovable? Do you believe you're unworthy? Do you believe no good men exist? Do you believe that you have to do this life alone and that nobody's gonna be there for you, and because nobody ever has, right? Where did that belief come from? Where did that perception come from? And if it doesn't serve you, meaning if it is not for your greater good, if that belief, I'm unlovable, I'm unworthy, I'm not good enough, no good men exist, or for any of you men watching, no good women exist, the dating pool has pee in it, as an example. I believe I have to settle. Any and all, and, right? It doesn't really matter what the belief is, what the expectation is, what the assumption is, what the thought process is, the perception. Is it for your greater good right now? Does it serve what it is that you want? If you are wanting to attract a relationship that feels good, that feels deep, that feels like a mind, a body, and a soul connection outside of you with another, right? Then what is the relationship that you have with yourself? Because the outside world, the world that your five senses will tell you is your reality, what you see, hear, taste, touch, smell, the outside world is just a mere manifestation of the inside world. This was one of the most profound truths that I came to know and experience in my own life, and have taught many, many clients. What I came to understand when I had a history of attracting narcissists, attracting emotionally unavailable, attracting men who didn't show up for me, attracting men who put me second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, whatever, it doesn't matter. Maybe you've been there, right? In essence, Mr. Wrong. What I came to understand was that, of course, I had to attract men like that because I had a terrible relationship with myself. I thought I was unworthy. I thought I wasn't good enough. I thought that I was unlovable. I thought that I didn't deserve a good man, even though every ounce of my, you could say, conscious thinking mind, yes, I want a good man. Yes, I want somebody who loves me and adores me and I'm important to them. Yes, I want someone who also has their own life. Yes, I want someone that we have a deep, profound connection. The best friend that you can't keep your hands off of, if you will, right? Of course, I wanted that. But that innermost secret self, if you will, the unconscious, the subconscious, what you could call your autopilot, where your beliefs live, the part of you that just does without even thinking, the innermost parts that I wanted to hide from most, those parts were the ones running the show. You could call those wounds also. I had fear around abandonment. So I morphed myself into whatever the people in my life who I deemed as important wanted me to be. And so in that, I lost myself actually, because I didn't even know who I was. So maybe you've lost yourself in relationships. My point of all of this is your relationship with yourself is everything. It is the deciderer. Just made up my own word. It is the decipherer, may have made up my own word there too, of everything and everyone who comes into your life. Not just romantic relationships. Also, the amount of money you make, what you look like, what you feel like, your health, your wealth, your happiness, where you live, what's your career. It impacts everything, every single thing. So, what I want you to do is start to notice what you're noticing within your thought processes, within your beliefs about yourself. Maybe you've never even thought about it. Maybe you're watching this and you're like, Melanie, I'm fine. I have a good relationship with myself. Your results, the circumstances of which you could call your life, your reality, some of the boxes that I just named, some of the pillars, some of the categories that I just named, health, wealth, happiness, career, where you live, how you feel, what you look like. Those results are your gauge, if you will. They are your proof, not to judge yourself, not to make yourself bad or wrong, not to make any of your exes bad or wrong, or anything for that matter, bad or wrong. Allow it to be your barometer to measure yourself. If your relationships, your love, dating life, and sex life are not what you tell yourself you want, then there is a part of you, there is a part of the relationship that you have with yourself, your innermost self, that is in conflict with that. Oh, I really, 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 really want a beautiful, hot, happy, healthy relationship. The conscious thinking mind saying this, right? And the innermost self, the unconscious, the subconscious, the deep, secret beliefs, or maybe not so secret. The innermost self, the quiet part of the self that kind of runs under the current. You don't really notice it as much. Says, well, I really want it, but I'm not lovable. I'm not good enough. So I guess I got to settle. That's what I want you to start to examine. What is your relationship with yourself? Take time to notice from a non-biased, innocent, non-judgmental perspective. Write things down if you need to, okay? I often get things out of my head by writing them down. So if you need to do that, do that. Do that. Take the time, actually, do it. Just do it. What do you think about yourself? This is how you can start to figure this out. What do you think about yourself? What do you believe about yourself? What do you like about yourself? What do you not like about yourself? What is the innermost, deepest part of you? What does she or he believe about you? Not society, not mom, not dad, not ex, not anybody on social media. You. And don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself. Don't tell yourself as you're doing this exercise what you think the answer should be, what you wish the answer was, as you will not do yourself any favors. Be honest with yourself. Don't lie. Don't sugarcoat. No BS. I don't know why I said BS. I say bullshit. No bullshit. Real, raw, honest, authentic. It's an eye opener. I will tell you that. You might even shock yourself as to the amount of perhaps self-loathing that's lingering around in there. And again, no judgment. Notice what you are noticing. It is the beginning of awareness, the noticing what you're noticing, that can start to change things in your life. Where once you just thought, perceived, had attitudes, perceptions, beliefs, expectations, assumptions that just you thought this was just me, right? Me, as in you watching this. This is who I am. This is my personality, so to speak. So many of those things we've actually taken on from our environment, from our mom, from our dad, from where we were raised, from society, from all different things that make up an environment. And then we took it on as truth, right? I know that with me, even though I really, 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 really wanted a good man, a masculine man who would love me, who would show up for me, who would protect me, who would be there for me, who was healthy, who was loving, who had a beautiful heart. I knew that's all I wanted way back when. But because I didn't have a good relationship with myself, because my environment made me perceive myself is not good enough, not deserving, must settle. Or also, many of you boss babes, strong, independent women watching this, you can relate to this. Also, I didn't trust. I did not trust. Because why? Well, my life experiences taught me not to trust. It's actually why they weren't there. But because I was unknowingly in this old paradigm, if you will, my small self, the egoic self, I couldn't help but to perpetuate that, right? So in this exercise, what you're actually doing is just noticing with innocence, with compassion, with no judgment. What is your relationship with yourself? What are your innermost thoughts, perceptions, beliefs about you? Write them down, honest, real, raw. This is for you. Nobody else needs to see this. And then the parts that are disempowering, let's call it that, disempowering. no longer what you want. Change them to what you do want. I am powerful. I am confident. I am more than good enough. I am a good catch. I'm an amazing woman. I'm an amazing man, whatever it is. And this isn't coming from a place of self-centered narcissism, because society would tell you that if you love yourself, you're a narcissist. If you love yourself, you're selfish. It's not true, first and foremost. I'm saying love of self, as in the self that God created, the self, the creation that is God's highest creation, that is you, that self. The self that has always been lovable, always been blessed, always been worthy, always been good enough. You just were in life experiences that taught you something different. But it's not true. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you enjoy this exercise. I really hope that you do it. And I would love to hear in the comments what you thought. What surprised you when you did this exercise? What were your, I like to call, holy shit moments, or what many people call aha moments? What were your greatest takeaways? And anything else you feel like sharing? Until the next time, my friends.